You know that feeling when you're scrolling through Instagram and you stop on a photo? It's stunning. Perfect lighting, beautiful skin, great aesthetic. You pause, you look, and then you keep scrolling.
Right? You looked, but you didn't stay.
Exactly. It's like walking past a beautiful shop window but deciding not to go inside. And I think that's the crisis point for so many beauty salons on social media right now. They have mastered the visual, the photos are gorgeous, but the engagement, it's crickets.
That's because the visual is just the hook, it's the invitation. But the caption is the party. If you walk in and nobody talks to you or they talk at you like a robot, you're leaving.
That is such a good analogy. And today we are diving deep into exactly that. Module 5 of our series, focusing on writing captions that convert. We aren't just talking about grammar here. We're talking about the psychology of why people buy.
It is purely psychological. A lot of salon owners treat captions as an afterthought. They spend 20 minutes editing the reel and 20 seconds typing book now with the sparkle emoji, and they wonder why the calendar isn't filling up. The caption is where your brand's personality lives. It's where you bridge the gap between that looks nice and I need that appointment.
So let's break down that bridge. It starts with what we call brand voice. I feel like this is a buzzword that people nod at but don't actually understand.
Completely. Think of it this way. If your salon was a person meeting a client for coffee, how would they speak? Are they the warm, nurturing mother figure? Are they the cool, edgy best friend who tells it like it is? Or are they the clinical expert in a white coat?
And you can't be all three at once.
You definitely can't. That's schizophrenia, not branding. If you try to speak to everyone, you speak to no one. Consistency is the secret sauce here. If one day you're posting scientific breakdowns of chemical peels using Latin terms, and the next day you're posting, "Yes, queen, glow up," your audience gets whiplash. They don't know who you are.
That trust factor is shattered.
Exactly. Trust comes from predictability. If I follow a salon because they are educational and calm, I expect that tone every time. For example, a clinical voice might say, "We treat skin with precision-based formulas." A friendly, upbeat voice says, "We are obsessed with making you glow." Both are selling the same facial, but they are attracting completely different clients.
So once a salon owner figures out, okay, I'm the nurturing type or I'm the bold type, how do they actually put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard? Because staring at that blinking cursor is terrifying.
The blinking cursor of doom. We've all been there. The trick is to stop winging it and start using a structure. There is a formula that works and it's actually very simple. Hook, value, call to action.
Let's dissect the hook, because I see so many captions start with Happy Monday.
Oh, please don't do that. Happy Monday is the fastest way to get someone to scroll past. The hook is the very first sentence. It has to stop the scroll. It needs to punch through the noise.
Give me an example of a bad hook versus a good hook.
Okay, bad hook. We offer microdermabrasion. Boring. Good hook. Tired of your makeup looking cakey by noon?
Oh, I felt that.
Right? It hits a pain point immediately. Or try sparking curiosity. The one thing your winter skincare routine is missing. Now I have to click more to read the rest. I need to know what I'm missing. You're appealing to their goals, their insecurities, or their curiosity.
Okay, so you've grabbed them by the collar, gently of course. Now you have to deliver the goods, the value part of the formula.
This is where you earn the time they're spending on you. You can't just hook them and then say nothing. The body of the caption needs to educate, entertain, or inspire. Maybe you're explaining why that makeup looks cakey, it's dead skin cells, you need exfoliation, or maybe you're sharing a behind the scenes moment that makes them laugh.
And formatting matters here, doesn't it? I hate seeing a giant wall of text.
It's visually exhausting. If I see a block of text with no breaks, I'm not reading it. You need line breaks, you need white space. It needs to look like a conversation, not a textbook. Keep it snappy.
So we've hooked them, we've given them value. Now, the landing, the call to action, or CTA. I feel like this is where people get shy. They feel pushy.
They do. They feel like a used car salesman. But here's the mindset shift. You aren't forcing them to buy, you are inviting them to the next step. If you don't tell people what to do, they will do nothing.
It's human nature. We need direction.
Precisely. But there is a nuance to it. Don't just say book now, that's a command. Say book now to get that weekend glow, or click the link in our bio to start your skin journey. Give them a reason to act. Even small actions matter, like save this post for later or tag a friend who needs a spa day. It boosts the algorithm, sure, but it also trains your audience to interact with you.
I want to pivot slightly to something that was mentioned in the module that I found really powerful, storytelling, because sales feels cold, but stories feel warm.
People remember stories. They do not remember sales pitches. If you tell me your facial is $150, I might forget. If you tell me about a client who wouldn't leave her house without heavy foundation, and after 3 months with you, she went to the grocery store barefaced for the first time, I will never forget that.
That gave me chills. That's the emotional hook.
That is the power of vulnerability and humanity. Share your origin story. Why did you open the salon? Was it just to make money, or was it because you struggled with acne as a teen and want to help others? When you say, 3 years ago I had one room and a dream, you aren't a business entity anymore. You're a human being, and people buy from people.
It's about selling the feeling, isn't it? You aren't selling a hydrofacial, you're selling confidence.
Bingo. You're selling the feeling of relief, the feeling of luxury, the feeling of I deserve this. If your caption can tap into that emotion, saying things like, self-care isn't selfish, it's essential, you are validating their desire to spend money on themselves.
That is such a crucial distinction. It shifts the dynamic from a transaction to a relationship. But speaking of transactions and getting found, we have to touch on the boring stuff, the technical side. Hashtags and keywords, are they still relevant?
They are, but the game has changed. It used to be about hiding 30 hashtags in the first comment. Now it's about SEO, search engine optimization. Instagram is basically a search engine now.
So how do we weave that in without sounding like a robot?
You have to be natural. Instead of just listing keywords at the bottom, weave them into the sentence. Don't just say we love skin. Say, our facial treatments in Sydney help you achieve a natural glow. You've got facial treatments, Sydney, and natural glow, all in a sentence that flows.
And for hashtags?
Keep it strategic, mix it up, use a local tag like #MelbourneBeauty, an industry tag like #SkinHealth, and maybe a niche tag like #brow lamination. 5 to 10 is plenty. You want to be discoverable, not desperate.
I love that. Discoverable, not desperate. That should be on a t-shirt.
I'd wear it.
So if we pull all of this together, we have a consistent voice, a solid structure, emotional storytelling, and smart technicals. What is the ultimate payoff here? How does this actually turn into money in the bank?
It builds the one thing you cannot buy, authority. When a potential client sees you showing up consistently, sharing knowledge, being open, and speaking directly to their needs, they stop seeing you as just another salon. You become the expert.
And when they are finally ready to book,
you are the only option in their mind. It might not happen on the first post. It might take 3 months of them following you, but because you've built that bridge with your captions, when the time comes, they cross it.
It's playing the long game.
Business is a long game. Captions are just the daily conversations that keep the relationship alive until the sale happens.
That is a fantastic way to wrap this up. It's not about writing the perfect sentence every single time. It's about showing up with purpose.
Authenticity, consistency, and empathy. If you have those three, the conversions will follow.
Well, I think everyone listening has some homework to do. No more Happy Monday posts.
Please, for my sake, delete them from your drafts.
In the next episode, we're going to take this a step further. You've got them talking. Now, how do you keep them? We'll be discussing community building and how to turn that engagement into long-term loyalty. You won't want to miss that.
Can't wait.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Go write some killer captions.